Hi, this is Seth Thompson with BRsq. It's April now, which means the NCAA tournament is almost over, so I'm going to break down the Final Four teams, what their chances are of winning, and why they won't. First up, we have Kentucky. Reasons they'll win. Biggest thing for them is defense. They've been able to shut down some teams like Ohio State. Uh, that's going to be really big. If they can get blocks, if they can shut down three-point shooters, that's going to help them to win some games. Their three-point shooting is also going to be key. In the NCAA tournament, they're shooting over 40% from 3 points. If they can keep that up, they've got a pretty good shot of advancing in the tournament. Finally, they want to win. That's huge in the tournament. Um, they were expected to win it last year. They fell short. This year, they've come out looking for revenge, basically. It's a different lineup of guys, but they know the history of Kentucky. They won another championship. They knocked off Ohio State. They've got energy, and they want to win. Uh, but there's a couple reasons why they won't win. Biggest thing is going to be the referees. If the referees let them play like they've been playing, they got a shot. But if the referees start calling closer games, they're going to get in some foul trouble. They can't afford to have Harrelson sit out, for example. He was really big in the Ohio State game, keeping Sullender from taking over. If they get in foul trouble, they might lose. The other big problem for Kentucky is their turnover margin. They are minus 1.75 in the turnover margin. You can't give up turnovers in a tournament. You have to win the turnover battle. Um, that's going to be key for them. Moving on to UConn, why they'll win? Kemba Walker. He is their star player. If he goes out and produces like he has been, they will win the game. He's played all but 6 minutes in the tournament. He's averaging 24 points a game, and the biggest thing for him, he is 33 for 36 from the free throw line in the tournament. That's free points, and that's big. Next, you have UConn's points per game. They're scoring 72 points a game, winning their games by an average of 12 points. They've played some tough opponents too. They played San Diego State, which was their biggest one. They also had to knock off Arizona after Arizona took out Duke. So they've also got momentum. They've won a lot of games in the last month. They played 11 games in 24 days, and they won them all. They won 5 days in a row in their conference championship, and they're steamrolling through the NCAA championship. But that leads into why they won't win. By now, they've got to be getting tired. 11 games in 24 days is a lot of basketball. Especially for Kemba Walker, who's in the tournament, has played, like I said, all but 6 minutes. Even on a week's rest, you got to imagine he's getting a little bit tired. If Kentucky, for example, can neutralize Kemba Walker with their tight defense, UConn's going to get knocked out. Moving on to VCU. They're a number 11 seed, but they've actually got a pretty good shot to win statistically. Three-point shooting, they're shooting 44% in the tournament. They were only 37% in the regular season, so they're shooting quite a bit better in the tournament. Also, they're forcing a lot of turnovers. They use a full court press for the defense. They're actually plus 4.5 turnover margin, which is going to be huge. That's 8 free points a game if you convert each of those into a layup. If you start the game off 8-0, that's a huge advantage, and that's basically what this is. Points per game, 74 points a game, the highest of the 4 teams left. They're also winning their games by an average of 12 points, and that's against Georgetown, Purdue, Kansas, USC. They're playing teams that are good. USC was a play-in game, but that even adds to their run. They had to play an extra game to get into this tournament, and they're still winning by such a wide margin. Why they won't win? Their three-point percentage, they're living and dying by it. In 4 of their 5 tournament games so far, they've shot better from three-point range than they have overall. If a team like Kentucky that shut down Ohio State's three-point shooters could shut down VCU's, they're not going to win a game. They have to continue to produce. The next thing for them, they don't have a star player. Like UConn has Kemba Walker, um, Kentucky has Harrelson. VCU doesn't have anybody that stands out. That's important in the tournament as well. Lastly, it's never been done. An 11 seed has never won a Final Four game. This is only the third time an 11 seed has even made it this far. History is just not on their side. Lastly, we have Butler. Um, they're probably up there with Kentucky as one of the favorites to get into the championship game, simply because they have experience. They were there last year. They returned a lot of guys. They have 8 upperclassmen on this team. The next highest is VCU, who doesn't have any tournament history beyond this year. So they've got a lot of experience, which is going to be important for them in the next couple games. They also have mental toughness. They've played some very close games in the tournament. 3 of their 4 games were decided by 3 points or less. They've been able to scrap out the wins. That's also key. You have to know how to win tight games. They have experience in doing that. If they get in that situation in the next couple games, they have an advantage over the other teams. That's also, I guess, a reason why they won't win. Close games. You play too many close games in a row, you're bound to lose one eventually. They're not dominant in a particular area on the court. So if they get in a close game, they don't really have anything necessarily to fall back on. They could find themselves in some trouble. Here's how I expect the Final Four to break down. I expect Kentucky to knock out UConn just because I think Kentucky's going to wear them down. UConn has Kemba Walker. They're a very good team, but they've got to be getting tired. Kentucky has a lot of energy, and they're going to play very good defense, and I think they'll wear down UConn and get to the championship game. I also have VCU knocking off Butler just because VCU statistically has been the better team so far in the tournament. I think their turnovers that they force are going to be important for them. I think they'll also be able to shoot the 3 against Butler. Kentucky and VCU in the championship game, I think would be a very close matchup. I think it would be a very good game. Kentucky could shut down VCU's 3-point shooters. If they do that, Kentucky's going to win this ball game. VCU, if they can shoot the 3, if they can force the turnovers, they've got a chance to pull it out. Either way, I expect it to be a close-fought game. I've got VCU winning. Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. BRsq, this was Seth Thompson.